Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Budget Magic. And this week we got a sweet one. We are heading to our new Innistrad Crimson Vow standard format to play one of the budget decks I've been most hyped about, which is Blue White Disturb Spirit Aura Enchantment Shenanigans, taking advantage of a ridiculous number of cards from the new set, built around Hallowed Haunting and Catilda and Dorothea. So let's talk about this deck, which is 74 bucks in paper, 15 rares and mythics on Magic Online. Jump into some games, see this super sweet budget brew in action. So the main payoff of this deck, Hallowed Haunting, I think this is one of the most powerful cards from Crimson Vow, but you gotta be in a really specific deck. So when you cast an enchantment, you make a spirit with its power and toughness equal to the number of spirits you control, and then if you get to 7 enchantments, your creatures have flying and vigilance, which usually doesn't happen. So this is a card that, as just an enchantment payoff, I don't think is powerful enough. You cast an enchantment, you get a 1/1 spirit, then the next one, you get a 2/2 spirit. Really slow starting off. However, in a deck that actually has spirits, like our deck, the first creature we make with this is often like a 4/4 or a 5/5, and then it's very possible that we're making 8/8s or 9/9s with every enchantment that we cast. And the trick that makes it work in our deck is all these new Disturb cards. All these new Disturb cards are like insane with Hallowed Haunting, because the front side is spirits, so they grow the creatures that Hallowed Haunting makes. The backside are all auras, so they trigger Hallowed Haunting. So our biggest creature payoffs, our spirit payoffs, Dorothea and Catilda. Dorothea, 2-mana 4/4 with flying, which smashes in for some damage or blocks a Goldspan Dragon. It does go away whenever it does anything. And then the backside, we get a pretty aggressive enchantment where we can enchant a creature, and whenever we attack, we get a 4/4 spirit creature with flying that's tapped and attacking. So it turns any small random spirit into a really big threat that's closing out the game quickly. Catilda might be the most powerful non-Hallowed Haunting card in this deck. It's really insane. Kind of like Hallowed Haunting, you got to be in a specific deck with a bunch of enchantments and a bunch of spirits to take advantage of it. But in that deck, Catilda is often starting off as like a 5/5, and it's very easy for this to be like an 8/8 or 9/9 with flying and lifelink and protection from vampires. So what often happens is we play Catilda, get in some damage with it, gain some life. Our opponent's gotta kill it because it's gonna murder them in there if they don't, and then we can get it back as Catilda's Rising Dawn, turn a random flyer into Catilda, or really anything into Catilda, because it gives the creature flying and lifelink and the same abilities as Catilda. So we just turn some random spirit token into this massive threat that kills our opponent in one attack. So these are our big payoffs. These are the cards that make Blue-White Disturb Spirits work. Then we have all of our support cards, which also are Disturb cards, not as exciting as the last ones, but Mischievous Catgeist, not great as a creature, but sometimes draws this card. And then the Aura side is basically a curiosity that we can put on a flyer, start drawing cards, kind of Curious Obsession style. Brian Comer, almost a Lingering Souls in standard with the amount of spirits it can make. Lantern Bear, basically curve filler, but sending a random creature to the air, maybe something wearing Dorothea's Revenge or whatever, one of our big Hallowed Haunting spirits with the backside is relevant. As far as our interaction, it mostly is designed to work with Hallowed Haunting and the rest of our theme. Borrow Time, Circle of Confinement, both enchantments, so they triggered Hallowed Haunting. Cradle of Safety protects creatures as an enchantment, so it triggers Hallowed Haunting even in instant speed. Geist Light Snare, often in the late game, a 1-mana mana leak in our deck, which is kind of insane in standard. As far as the mana base, 7 dual lands, some basic lands, not too bad for a budget deck. In the sideboard, more removal for creature decks, a ridiculous amount of counters for the Epiphany matchup, more Cradle of Safeties for protection. I will say, I think we went a little too counter heavy with this deck. I noticed even in the matchups where we want a ton of counters, like the Epiphany matchup, we have so many counters in the sideboard, we get 9 altogether, that we just couldn't bring them all in, even though we wanted to. So I would say, if you build this deck, I would cut like 3 counters and play something else, maybe a little bit more creature removal in that slot, but it worked fine as it was. But it is a little bit too much, even for the good matchups. And that is $74, 15 rare mythic Blue-White Disturb for Crimson Vow standard. That's our budget Magic deck for this week. So let's jump into some games, see this super sweet pile of enchantments and spirits in action. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll be back in a bit with a wrap up. Do you need some new Innistrad Crimson Vow cards? Well, you can get them all from our sponsor, Card Kingdom, by heading over to cardkingdom.com/MTGOldfish and even get a free MTG Goldfish sticker. Just let them know you want one in your order notes and they will hook you up. Budget Magic time. We are playing some Blue-White Disturb Spirits, and yeah, we'll keep this. I mean, Catilda's good. We got some removal. I think we put a Borrowed Time to the bottom. Yeah. I mean, this hand's not great, but it's passable for 6. Opponent Island. Ooh, all right, well. Dorothea. So, I mean, in our perfect world, we might be trying to get Dorothea on Catilda and just hoping that that's enough. If we can also defend it, it'll be even better. We'll play the land, play Catgeist. And I think we just pass for now. Worried about running out Catilda and then either having it died or get Juari disrupted. About it untaps. Getting in a cat hit or two would be sweet. We also kind of have incentive to get down this Geistlight Snare because, all right, opponent's gonna draw some cards. Or have incentive to get down Borrowed Time to make this Geistlight Snare 1 mana. Well, odds of us getting in this Catgeist hit is going up. Maybe our opponent's gonna bounce it. Kind of like Dorothea because it can block. All right, well, go to combat. Hit you with the Catgeist. We would like to draw land. Land, please. Oh, Hallowed Haunting. Well, I mean, run out Catilda, see what happens. This does mean we're shields down at the moment. I still think our opponent has bounce. I think they have Fade Away, or Fading Hope. Yeah, opponent bounces, gets to scry, to the top. We'll see, we'll see. Opponent land, and passes. Wow, we cannot draw land to save our lives. Well, get in with the Catgeist. Opponent takes it. We draw land. Okay, there's a land. So play the land, play another Catgeist. Pass the turn. So Dorothea, the main value is we can leave up Dorothea, and Dorothea can block a Goldspan Dragon, which is pretty sweet. Opponent. Keep bouncing a Catgeist. All right, Fading Hope Catgeist, sure. To the top. Opponent untaps. Expressive Iteration to draw cards. Oh, I don't think we can counter this as much as we'd like to. Opponent passes. Well, we draw land. Play the land. Get in with the Catgeist. Draw a card. Well, play Catilda. Hopefully our opponent is done bouncing our stuff. That's getting obnoxious. The bigger problem is our opponent's at 17. Oh no, you got another one? Okay. They're at 17 and they're getting to the point where they can start casting extra turn spells, which is not a good spot for us. Burn down the house. Well, we got to counter that. Untap, play the land, play Hallowed Haunting. Go to combat, hit you with everything. We're gonna cash in the Dorothea now. Opponent goes to 8. Another Catgeist, so many Catgeists. Yeah, I think we gotta pass the turn and bluff the counter. Well, this is where things get frightening. Land. Okay, not an extra turn, Expressive Iteration. Oh, we're so close yet so far. Draws a card, it's a Hermit, plays the Hermit. And passes. Well, play a land, play Borrowed Time, make a Spirit. Opponent counters, sure. So we still get a Spirit. Do we just have to go for lethal? Yeah, I mean, I think we do. Dorothea's Retribution, make a Spirit. Hold, go attacking. Make an Angel, grow the spirits. Do you have it? Oh my goodness, we got there. Oh, we got there. Okay. Oh, that's big. That's big. That's big. We managed to win game 1, which is huge because we have, if anything, too many counter spells in our sideboard. So we get negates, we get disdainful strokes. We can go down a couple Lantern Bears, go up Saw It Comings, and we can just go full on. Do we got to worry about like a flipped egg? I guess that is a problem. Do we need to leave some removal? Maybe a little. Maybe we go down the Cradle of Safeties. You know what? Let's get rid of all the Lantern Bears. Let's try it like that. Bring in many counters, keep the Borrowed Times. See if we can do that one more time. Boy, being able to beat Epiphany with this deck would be sweet. That is the holy grail for budget decks. Well, all right. We got a couple counters we will keep. Opponent, tap land. Ooh, double Hallowed Haunting. If we can get down these Hallowed Hauntings, life is pretty sweet. Opponent plays a land. How about no egg? Malevolent Hermit, sure. Probably should play that island, shouldn't we have? Opponent, Expressive Iteration. Yeah, that was probably incorrect. Could have played the Catgeist, which does do something. Yeah, that was definitely a punt. About it, Expressive Iteration. Well, take up the punt counter. Opponent gets in, hits us. Another Catilda that we can't cast. Well, we will play the Catgeist. Oh, did our opponent miss a land drop? That's kind of good news for us. Expressive Iteration. So opponent's gonna try to find the land one way or another. Oh, we would love to hit a white source. A white source would be so incredibly helpful here. If we can get down this Hallowed Haunting, life is sweet. Opponent, tap land. Show us that white source. Brine Comer. Well, go attacking. Opponent takes it. White source, white source. Geist-like Snare. Well, we will play Brine Comer. All right, so apparently we're just not ever going to hit a white source. Oh, that was our window too for this Hallowed Haunting. Opponent. Combat. Attacks. Or not. Opponent is having some land difficulties. I mean, I guess honestly we are too. Opponent discards. I'll go to combat. Attack you. Everyone's going to be discarding hand size here in a minute. Opponent. Thinks about blocking. All right, opponent takes. Can we draw land, please? Please, please. Okay, we draw the land. So play the land. This lets us play another Catgeist, I think. Yeah, let's just keep Catgeisting. All right, no sweepers. Or if you have a sweeper, at least have to tap out for it. Cinderclasm would be super obnoxious here. Opponent, divide by 0. Yeah, I mean, I think we just counter that. I assume our opponent tutors up something that gets them a land, and that's probably bad for us. All right, opponent, Snarl on turn 4, as Snarls are known to do. Another Hermit. Wow, gets in. Opponent still thinking about going aggro. I'll go to combat. Attack with everything. Opponent. Wow, can I take it and let us draw it? Wow, we are drawing so many cards. Okay. Well, this should fix our land problems, hopefully. Plains. Borrowed time. So if we play this, it definitely gets countered. Now, let's just play the plains and pass the turn. Discard a Catilda, which is actually not a bad one to have in our graveyard, because we can flash it back or disturb it. Opponent, land. If our opponent ever feels like they have to tap out, then all of a sudden things become pretty exciting because we can counter what they tap out for and then follow up with a Hallowed Haunting. I mean, worst case, we just keep attacking until our opponent is forced to do something. Wow. All right, now they're going to get aggro. Gets in with the Hermits, sure. Down to 14. Passes. Well, we will go to combat. We will attack with everything. Down to 8. Draw a couple cards. I think we're winning the race at the moment. Play Glacial Floodplain, pass the turn. Fading Hope. Bounces a Catgeist. To the top. Dragonfire, a Catgeist, okay. So we have to discard a few cards. We will discard 1 Borrowed Time, 1 Catgeist, and Glacial Floodplain. Well, all right. Yorgo opponent. Land. Opponent. Combat attacks. Maybe. No attacks. Well, play a land. Catgeist. The Spirit. Yeah, all right. Yeah, got us. Go to combat. Attack ya. Opponent. Takes it. Well, let's foretell. Pass the turn. Oh, this is so close. If our opponent tries to Goldspan Dragon, well, we're going to counter that. Make him sack the Hermit. Yeah. All right, so opponent gets a Goldspan, but Hermits are down for now. We have an answer. We drop to 10. I'll play the land. Wait, can we win here? So if we get back Catilda, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're still 1 short. Well, let's Borrowed Time. Get rid of the Goldspan. 1, 2, 3. Oh, but they could. Okay. Oh, if they have removal. Yeah, we're going to wait. There is a chance we could just go for it, but I don't think we have to. I think we're better off just playing a Catgeist on the Brine Comer and attacking and drawing a card. Oh, that is a great draw. Double Geist-like Snare is huge. I think that's going to win us this game. Rewarded for going with the not win the game immediately plan. Well, Geist-like Snare. Opponent pays. Sure. Opponent passes. We get to Catilda on Brine Comer. Attack with everything. Opponent has to chump. Drops to 2. Dorothea. Pass the turn. I think we got there. Oh, thank goodness. Overcoming the most dominant, devastating deck in the entire format, I think. Our budget jank is working. Even if our opponent bounces this, they're still super dead on board. They don't have the mana to Benevolent Geist and take an extra turn. I think we're just good. If they cast a sweeper, maybe that could get them out of this, because if they kill these spirits, then this Catilda Brine Comer gets a lot smaller. Opponent's trying to figure it out and scoops it up, and that is budget Disturbed Spirits taking down the monster of the format, and that was a good one. That was a real good one. All right, well, we played it careful, we played it slow. Probably not perfectly, but playing it careful and slow, leaving up those counters, we managed to get there with our little lingering souls. So sweet, sweet. Budget magic time. Oh, that's a lot of lingering souls. That's a lot of lingering souls. Okay, we're keeping this. Playing some blue-white Disturb Spirits, and well, let's see how good 3 Brinecombers are. Hopefully very. Ooh, and a Catergeist. Yeah, let's go high upside. Let's play Catergeist. If our opponent doesn't have a blocker, then this just draws us a card, which would be really sweet. Dorothea's not doing much on an empty board anyway. We don't really want to attack with it. And then once this dies, okay, eye twitch. Eaten alive. All right, well, sure. I guess you got us. Play land, play Brinecomer. Yeah. This is a hand, we need another white source, but Catilda is going to be insane in this hand. Kind of fine with our opponent spending a premium removal spell on a Catgeist. Environmental Sciences, sure. Now there's a white source, so land and, yeah, Brinecomer. Hit ya. I mean, I guess we gotta hope they're not playing Wraths. Palaka Predation, okay, sure. Looks like some sort of discard deck, so they probably are playing Wraths. All right, takes our removal spell. Well, play Dorothea. Play a land, play a Brinecomer. Hit ya. I mean, I guess we're just full on aggro mode. Opponent down to 16. Land. Yeah, worried about like Blood on the Snow. Blood on the Snow is just a huge blowout here. Counterspell would be good. Lolth. Opponent makes some spiders. We draw more lands. Well, go to combat. Attack Lolth. Attack Lolth. Attack Lolth. Attack our opponent. Opponent blocks. All right, so Lolth down. Opponent goes to 12. Dorothea goes away for now. Blood on the Snow, such a blowout. All right, make a spirit, pass the turn. Yeah, so opponent does have Blood on the Snow. And I think that does do it with how this hand played out. Oh, maybe not. Deadly Dispute to draw 2 cards. Shambling Ghast. Well, that is not what I was worried about. Deadly Dispute to kill a Brinecomer. Probably should have swang with those other spirits last turn. Hunt for specimens. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh God. Okay, new plan. Land. Hallowed Haunting. Brinecomer. A spirit. Make a 7/7. Hit ya. Woo! Okay, we found the hallowed haunting. Opponent gonna block the Brinecomer. Sure. Goes to 8. Well, opponent still needs a Blood on the Snow. This Mascot Exhibition is not going to save our opponent. No way, no how. Okay, Mascot Exhibition, that is fine. Well, in that case, we will Dorothea, a Brinecomer spirit. Go to combat, attack you. I mean, our opponent can chump to stay alive, which I think means we're definitely not going to play this Catilda. We have like lethal and a half. We just got to not get hit by a sweeper. If we get hit by a sweeper, then we can follow up with Catilda to make a spirit and rebuild. Well, pass the turn. Opponent scoops it up. Oh, we dodged the Blood on the Snow. Okay. Wow, the deck has some power. The deck has some power. Oh, what do we want to bring in against this deck? We have a handful of counters, or a sideboard full of counters. The removal doesn't seem that helpful. Let's go up to negates. Go down to Cradle of Safety. Go down to Cradle of Safety. Go down. Maybe we go down the Circle of Confinements. We didn't really see. Yeah. We didn't really see much to hit with Circle of Confinement, honestly. They got like Shambling Ghast and Eye Twitches, but those are not good targets. Plus our opponent can sack them in response, so they seem pretty not good. Oh, all right. Seems fine. Not like super thrilling, but it's fine. Land and Lantern Bearer do. Opponent gets in. 4/1. We will take it. Are we sacking? Yeah. Opponent is really spending those those removal spells aggressively. Oh my god, that's Hallowed Haunting. Okay, pass the turn. Well, if we can get down this Hallowed Haunting, I'm going to feel pretty good about where we're at. There's a Faceless Haven. Opponent gets in, hits us. Down to 18. Passes. Play the land. I think we're going to pass, honestly. Pass the turn. We can counter a Lolth, untap Hallowed Haunting, and go from there. All right, opponent's just going to Faceless Haven. That's fine. So we take 5. Sure. Oh, I mean, yeah, Hallowed Haunting. Pass the turn. See, there is Feed the Swarm. So there are cards our opponent could have that would answer this. Gets a Pest Summonings, draws some cards. The good news is next turn we can borrow time something and leave up Geistlight Snare, which is sweet. Okay, there's Lolth. So this is actually kind of fine. So opponent gets to make 2 spiders, sure. But we get to borrow time. Borrow time, make a little spirit, get rid of the Lolth, pass the turn. The bad news is we don't really have many, well, definitely countering that. We don't really have many enchantments we can play immediately. So Lolth number 2 gets countered. Opponent plays a land. Hits us. Well, play Brinecomber. Oh, land would have been helpful. Play the Brinecomber. Grow the spirits past the turn. Oh, could be close. Going to be very close. A land would be super helpful. Opponent, only 3 cards in hand. 2 in the Pest Summonings. Goes to combat. Big attack. Well, block and block. We don't really mind the Brinecomber dying because then we can just cast it from the graveyard. All right. So stuff dies. Okay, just Pest Summonings. What are those last 2 cards? I'll play the land. So we're at 7. Oh, this is interesting. We've drawn all basic lands this game. So if we play Brinecomber, I think we got to play the one from the graveyard. The problem with playing the one from the graveyard is it does. Okay, Hagra Mauling. We still get the spirit, and then we play Brinecomber. And we get more spirits. And we pass the turn. Oh, no whammies. We had to tap out this turn. About it. They can only fire one of the Faceless Havens. Oh, we're really close to taking over this game. All right, another Lolth. I mean, that is one of our opponent's best hits here. Goes to combat. Block, 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 block. Kill them all. So Lolth gets loyalty, but not enough to ultimate. And our spirits live. About it. Spiders.
My will cannot be denied.
Eye Twitch. Out of cards. Well, play the land. Brinecomber from the graveyard. On a spirit. Make a spirit. Mischievous Catgeist. Attack Lolth. I assume our opponent just Eye Twitch blocks. So opponent blocks with Eye Twitch. The biggest issue we have is these spiders have menace. And we're at 7. Opponent, Containment Breach. Ooh, which then cast off the treasure. Sneaky, sneaky mono black deck. More spiders. Goes attacking. Now, block, 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 block. We do have to counter this Containment Breach. We really need our Hallowed Haunting to remain. All right, so stuff dies. Opponent gets some loyalty. I mean, the deck can kind of grind. We would like to kill this Lolth. These spiders are obnoxious. Containment Breach. Well, yeah, we're gonna counter that. What's that last card? Please, nothing good. All right, oh my God, Catilda. That's a Catilda. Okay, so how worried are we about Wraths? Well, play the Catgeist. Mega Spirit. Catilda. Casual 9/9. Everything at Lolth. Is there a way we lose here? I don't think so. All right, everything at Lolth. Lolth down. Well, I mean, this I think is fine. So the worst case is our opponent can kill Catilda, fire up Faceless Haven, but then we block here. Okay, another Eye Twitch is fine. We would love to get in a Catilda hit. Also, since I know it's going to come up in the comments, yes, we probably should have put the aura on the same spirit. There's some value to playing around a removal spell killing both auras, but in this case, we probably should. Oh, wow, that is kind of insane. Okay, so opponent had their best possible card here, actually. Yeah, all right. Opponent goes attacking. We will block the face. Wow, that is insane. All right, so opponent had their best possible card. We go to 3. Well, play Brine Comer. Hit you, draw a card. Play Catgeist. Pass the turn. Oh my god, this is close. Opponent. What a wild game. What a wild, grindy game. The menace on these spiders is actually like insane. I think our opponent needs to stop attacking because when they attack, we get to block with... All right, opponent, more removal, kills a spirit. This does mean they don't get to mascot exhibition. Interesting. Well, block. Block, block. I mean, this is great for us. A bunch of stuff's gonna die, but this is wonderful. I think our opponent needs to stop attacking until they could build a lethal board and one-shot us. So we play a land. We play Brine Comer on the spirit. We play Catgeist on the same spirit. We hit ya. Draw 2 cards. Land. Well, Geistlight Snare is actually kind of sweet. That means this mascot exhibition is not coming down. I think. Whoo, we got there. Whoa. This deck's sweet. This deck can grind. Maybe Disturb's a real thing now. Like this new Disturb mechanic, and especially the payoffs for it. My God, is Hallowed Haunting. That card's so good, but that was an insane match. Well, sweet. I know, I think there were a couple puns along the way. I know. But still, the deck was super sweet, and it definitely proved its worth. Well, on to the next. Budget Magic time. We are playing some Disturb Spirits in New Standard, and seems fine. I mean, we're missing our biggest payoff, but can't always have Hallowed Haunting. Yeah, let's just start with the tap land. See what our opponent's up to. We do have Lingering Souls, and this thing. Dorothea's kind of sweet in the deck. Ooh. Green. Well, land, go. So opponent appears to be mono green, land, and Werewolf Pack Leader. I'll play the land, Circle of Confinement. Get rid of the Pack Leader. Lantern Bearer, go. So the good news is we do get to start leaving up Geistlight Snare, so hopefully we can keep the Chariots and the Wrens off the battlefield. Tap land and Sculptor of Winter. Oh, Catilda. We do need another source of mana for that. Well, Brine Comer. Mega Spirit hits you for 1. Outland Liberator. Yeah, sure. I mean, then get back there, Werewolf Pack Leader, which is annoying, but I don't think we can actually fight over that. What if our opponent has Fatal Push? Are we countering? Probably not. I think we got to save the counter for Wrens and Chariots. Yes, we are definitely not countering. We're definitely not countering a fight spell on Lantern Bearer. You got us, opponent. Your answer works. Mission successful. Long term, this Liberator is a problem. I'll play a land, play Catilda. Short term, Catilda is so good. I think Catilda is definitely one of the sleepers from this set. I think it's a lot better than people are recognizing now. Like, sure, you got to be Spirit / Enchantments, but every time we draw this card, it is great. Like, straight up awesome, amazing, great, so good. Opponent gonna untap a land, sure. Wow, they're gonna sack to get back their Pack Leader. Interesting. Okay, no, that's fine. I guess another Blizzard Brawl right now would be annoying, although getting this Liberator gone is a good thing. Ranger class. Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna fight that battle. We're saving it for the big things. That is the plan. Goes to combat attacks. Yeah, we're gonna block. Losing the enchantment does mean our Geistlight Snare is offline at the moment. Actually, I guess it was fine. Ooh, that's pretty good. It was costing 1 more mana, though. What are we doing now? Like, we can get rid of the Pack Leader, or we can let it live for a turn. Like, Brine Comer plus Dorothea seems really sweet. Yeah, let's Brine Comer. I don't know what our opponent's doing well is untapping. They have instant speed fight effects? Inscription. Well, I mean, we do need that to live, so we're gonna counter the Inscription. This does mean we don't get to play a second thing this turn, which is annoying. But we do get to hit you for a bunch in the air. Put her down to 13. All right, well, there goes our counter. Although borrowed time does help. That means we do have an answer for something big and scary. Oh, come on, not another fight spell. For the love of God. Okay, levels up. Goes to combat. Attacks. Doesn't get to draw a card though, thankfully. No blocks. We will take it. Down to 18. Oh, I hope this Catilda keeps living. Opponent adapts. 2 mana. Another Sculptor, sure. Ooh, that's actually excellent. All right, so borrow time. Get rid of this pack leader. Grow Catilda. Hit ya. And now we have this Cradle of Safety. So if our opponent does actually have an answer, I think that's just game. I guess Ren make a blocker would be an out-ish. About it. Tapping, untapping, sure. Oh, Catilda's so good. It's so good. Okay, well, there is Ren make a blocker. I guess the good news is we can just make our opponent jump block with it, so it's not the end of the world. Definitely still obnoxious. So opponent attacks, counter on a something, wolf, sure. Well, we get to play Dorothea. Go to combat. Opponent, Ren. So opponent has to block the Catilda. Okay, opponent sees the line, stays alive. Well, pass turn. Opponent adapts. And do you have another red? Wow, we're just taking down mono green. Catilda power. Oh, scoops it up. Old Catilda was not very good. It's okay. It's okay. But this Catilda, oh my God, it's so good. Mono green. Fight spells, Rens. So we kind of want negates. We kind of want fading hopes. Oh, we might have to go down Circle of Confinements. We're on the draw though. Maybe we trim a couple borrowed times. Like this is, it's a tough balance because we know they have main deck ways to blow up enchantments. So that's something else we got to keep in mind, that our enchantment removal isn't necessarily likely to stick. We would like to keep things like Ren from hitting the battlefield, but I think with our opponent being on the play, we gotta have some sort of early answers, or our creatures just aren't that big. Unless we get Catilda going, there's a chance if our opponent just curves out on the play that we just get run over. Sand has a lot of action and he has Catilda, but 1 land. I think that's, even for me, I think that's too greedy. All right, well, go Lingering Souls. Double Rhinecomer, let's see if that can do it. Opponent. Land. Well, island go. Opponent. Land. Well, Dorothea. Dorothea's a pretty good removal spell. That's kind of how I view Dorothea. It's kind of just like a big removal spell that has to stick on the battlefield, and then eventually it turns into a reasonably effective enchantment. Every time I see a Kazandu Mammoth, I still freak out a little bit that a Great Henge is coming. Rhinecomer. No attacks. Opponent. Land. Goes attacking. Well, block and block. One of the nice things about this deck is because all of our things are enchantments from the graveyard. All right, opponent has Inscription. Sure. That, like, we're pretty safe to block because our stuff's going to come back in some form anyway. Oh, more lands. Okay. Well, this is sketchy. Dorothea. Rhinecomer. Go attacking. Opponent stuff's so big. We are going to need a removal spell at some point. If our opponent follows us up with Ren, that's just so much power. So much power. Oh my God. All right, we're going to try this a second time. Take 2. Does it work this time? All right, we killed it. We successfully killed it. All right, mission accomplished. Old Growth Troll, sure. Well, I mean, man, I think we just start pouring on the damages. Hit ya. Make a 4/4 to hit ya. Oh, that's Ren mana. Opponent gets and hits us. Down to 16. Another Old Growth Troll. Okay, that's not a Ren. I'll go to combat. Hit ya. I think we're in race mode. Opponent down to 8. Rhinecomer. And a land. Pass the turn. Next turn, we can Hallowed Haunting and Dorothea. Are we just winning this race? Is the backside of Dorothea's Retribution, is that just going to win us this game? Opponent hits us for a ton. Sure. Down to 8. Blizzard Brawl. Werewolf Pack Leader. Play the land. Oh, we're just short of lethal. Hallowed Haunting. Mega Spirit. Headshot. Can we beat the trample though? Attacks. Draws a card. Block, block, block. I think this, so we take what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Huh? What just happened? Dude, what did our opponent just play? Okay. So opponent had a card that I've never seen anyone play before, but it got us pretty good there, I will say. Huh. That was something, I've never seen that card before. I think that's a Forgotten Realms card that doubles a creature's power. Interesting. Well, I mean, they got us. We never drew an answer for that. 2 Hallowed Hauntings is pretty sweet if our opponent doesn't have answers. Opponent, tap land. Well, we will match your tap land with a tap land. Opponent, land. Ranger class. Well, time for a bad... Wow, 3 Hallowed Hauntings. This is going to be interesting. Well, hopefully they stick. If we stick 3 Hallowed Hauntings, crazy things will happen. Opponent gonna level up. Sure. Go attacking. Sure. No blocks. I'll play a land. Hallowed Haunting. Headshot. Well, let's see if they got a way to blow it up. About it. Land goes attacking. So we would like another land here. We would like the ability to do Hallowed Haunting and leave up Geistlight Snare. That would be the best. Untapped variety. Old Growth Troll. Okay. That's a land. All right, so play the land. Untapped. Hallowed Haunting. Pass the turn. So we're getting smacked for now, but that's gonna change about it. Gonna fight a spirit. Okay. We're still kind of fine with drawing another land. About it goes attacking. Yeah, I guess we gotta chump. Actually, no blocks. Oh, okay, we're taking 10. Maybe this is going worse than I expected. About it. Passes. I'll play a land. Hallowed Haunting. Make some spirits. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we can afford to leave up. I don't think we can afford to leave it up. I think we just gotta cast it. Hallowed Haunting, make some spirits. Okay, that was a good turn. Your go, opponent. Well, now we got janked out by that double power thing. We will throw a lot of 7/7s in front of both of our opponent's creatures. Look at this board. We're outpacing mono green. Ezekiel's Chariot. Sure, that's good. That's very good. Still think we're outpacing you at the moment. Would you like to attack? No. Well, Lantern Bearer. 1, 2, 3, 4. Opponent can take those 2. How do we attack is the question. If we attack with 2, we can block. Yeah, I think that's fine. Let's attack with 2. We still have double counter spells, so I don't think we're gonna lose to anything in our opponent's hand. All right, so our opponent's gonna try to kill us this turn because if they don't, they are super dead. Opponent, land. Tovolar's Huntmaster. Yeah, I guess we counter that. Geistlight Snare is kind of insane, and opponent scoops it up. Oh, the deck's so good. We can grind with the slower decks, the control decks, and I guess we just go bigger than mono green. Maybe Disturbed is legit. I mean, at a minimum, Hallowed Haunting is a heck of a card. Good lord. Good lord. Well, yeah, got him. Sweet. Budget Magic time. We are playing New Standard, playing some Disturbed Auras. Ooh. I think we got to mulligan this. This has like all of our best cards, but we don't have the mana. If we had a white source, we are on the draw. I'd be so greedy. Yeah, we're gonna mulligan. Well, now we're gonna keep. This is surprisingly similar to our last hand, but now I think we gotta keep it because we're on 6 and we have something we can cast. All right, there's our white mana. Well, we'll see. Opponent, maybe mono green. Golgari, Prosperous Innkeeper. Sure. Well, Hallowed Haunting is a good one. Cat guys, go. I don't know if this card's good. It's synergistic. Ooh. Sultai Ramp. All right, so our opponent's gonna have some big, powerful, busted stuff, I expect. Oh, we might have to just kill this. Yeah, I think we do. All right, borrow time. Get the creeper. Go attacking. I assume our opponent blocks, but that's fine. Like, we'd rather have this on a flyer anyway. And plus, it's an enchantment to trigger Hallowed Haunting. I think our best plan here is probably to be somewhat aggressive. Opponent, okay. Outrun's Epiphany. Well, Lingering Souls time. Tap, let go. I mean, if our opponent never draws lands, we're in good shape. Go to combat, smack ya. Hallowed Haunting. Oh, no counter. Okay, that's good. We could use a counter. We could use a counter of our own. That would be sweet. Opponent, root. Coil Creeper. Go to combat. Attack you. Haha. No one expects the Cradle of Safety. Ah, they scoop it up. Okay, that's huge. That's huge. Cradle of Safety, the baby comes through. That's big because now we get to go down some of our less impactful cards and go up a bunch more counters. We'll keep 2 borrow times, bring in the Saw Cummings, bring in, we might actually have too many counters in our sideboard, honestly. Well, we have a ton of counters now. So the plan now is to kind of play a little bit like those old Curious Obsession decks where hopefully we can stick a threat or two and then just like counter as much as possible until we win. Well, we do have counters. I don't think we can keep that hand. 1 land, 5 counters. Opponent, tap land. Well, we will tap land, go. Opponent. Because we do have some stuff that offers a pretty fast clock. Like, the backside of Dorothea's Retribution, that's actually a pretty legitimately fast clock. The bad news is we're drawing all lands and not counters. We have like 10 counters in our deck. We could use a few of those. Opponent, Creeper. That's another land. Well, I mean, we gotta go for it. This isn't exciting, but hit you down to 11. Oh, I wish we had a counter. Opponent untaps. Land. Ran in 7, Bustarino. Huge, oh my god, oh dear. Well, our luck has run out. Oh, we've drawn a incredible number of lands this game. Speaking of an incredible number of lands, that is quite the Niv activation. Yeah, this is not going to do it. This plan, but with some counters would, yeah, okay. Yeah, now we can safely concede. I know we're at 20. You're gonna yell at me, but we're dead. we drew 9 lands out of 11 cards, and we're dead. All right, let's go back up the borrowed times on the play. I mean, maybe we just don't want all the Saw Cummings. All right, let's try it like that. Go with the cheaper counters. Yeah, we could probably cut a couple counters from the sideboard. Hard to find room to bring them all in and still have enough threats. All right, we get to play first. Well, we'll keep. Sounds fine. Be sweet if we could snowball this Catgeist. Opponent. Well, land and a Catgeist. Good. I mean, if our opponent plays a blocker, we probably will just borrow time it. Land. Creepy Creeperton. Well, borrow time. Get rid of the Creeper. Draw a card. Another borrow time. Well, tempo plan is activated. Prosperous Innkeeper. Opponent. More creepers. Oh, not a land. That would have been a good time to draw a land. Well, borrow time. Get rid of the Creeper. Go attacking. Opponent blocks. Oh, come on. No Chariot. No Chariot. No Chariot, please. Opponent duresses. Bad time to be missing these land drops, that's for sure. I assume our opponent takes a Geistlight Snare, yeah. Well, and they have a land and a Creeper. We draw nothing. Well, oh, this is the worst. Dorothea. Oh no. If we could have mixed together our last 2 hands, we'd be in business, but we went from 9 lands out of 11 draws to no lands, no matter how desperately we need them. Yeah, I mean, we got to pass. The mana screw is in full effect. Now this Lolf gets to go off. Yeah, we're in. I mean, we're honestly probably just dead here. We even got some extra draws out of our cats. Awkward running these last two games. About it. Gets to start drawing cards. Sure. That's bad for us. Azika's Chariot. I mean, we will counter it. Or attempt to. Oh, we have these two Hallowed Hauntings, which would be great. But, can't find the land, so opponent counters back. Yeah, this is looking a bit over. Passes. Well, we draw a land, but I think it's way too late now, unfortunately. We need to draw this land several to many turns ago. At this point, there's a Chariot, there's a Lolf. Our opponent's got all the mana in the world, and yeah, we're too far behind. Oh, what a way for our win streak to end. I mean, but that's Magic. Like, there's a reason that the best players only win 65% of the time or whatever, and that's because sometimes no matter what choices you make, you're not gonna win. That is just the variance of the game of Magic, and this is one of those cases where it really feels like no matter what we did, it just wasn't gonna matter. All right, so Dorothea takes down a Chariot. Probably means our opponent has another one, but I don't even know. Our opponent's so far ahead, they might just be doing things because they know they really can't lose. I don't play Catilda. Catilda's sweet. We're still super mana screwed. We still have no protection, but it is a sweet card. One of our best cards. About it. Untaps. Draws a card with Lolf. Binding the Old Gods. Yeah. Sure. Plays a land. Down to 6. Yeah, we're super dead. Prosperous Innkeeper. And sure. Losing's one thing. When you're playing a budget deck, you're gonna lose sometimes. When you're playing any deck, you're gonna lose sometimes. But that was a painful way to lose, to have those the ultimate flood, which kinda, you know what? Maybe we gotta pull out the calculator. Maybe we gotta pull the, how unlucky were we? It's been a minute since we've calculated. Game 1, my God. In 11 cards, we drew 9 lands, which that will happen 2 in every 1,000 times, 3 in every 1,000 times. And then in game 2, we were on 3 lands out of, I believe, 13 cards, which I don't think is as unlikely, but still. So we had like just 2 of the worst possible runnings that our deck could have, and you put those together in the same match and you're gonna lose it. 1 more to go. Maybe we can recover in end strong. Budget Magic time. We are playing some blue-white Disturb Spirits in our new standard format, and we'll see. I mean, we got a bunch of support cards. Oh my God, so many borrowed times. Well, I mean, maybe these borrowed times will be good. All right, Mischievous Cat Guys, Disturbed Spirit number 1. We're kind of hoping they play a creature and we just kill it and then attack and draw a card. All right, Reckless Stormseeker. That is kind of perfect. So opponent, Stormseeker, smashes us. We will take it down to 70, but now we get to play a Plains. We get to play Circle of Confinement. Get rid of the Stormseeker. This also makes our Geistlight Snares 1 mana, which is gonna be huge. Oh my goodness, okay, Hallowed Haunting. That is our big payoff if we can get to it. Opponent plays a land. We will counter basically anything our opponent plays, up to and including a Ranger's class. Well, go to combat, hit ya. Draw a card, land. All right, tap land, but it is a land. Yeah, let's just play Lantern Bearer. I kind of like leaving up the Geistlight Snare still. About it, land. Volatile Arsonist. Well, we will also counter that. Well, here comes Hallowed Haunting. Hit ya. This makes our enchantments kind of insane. Okay, about it, adapts. This is what we want to see about it. What do you got? What do you got, Fred? It better be good. Okay, that is pretty good. Good adjacent at least. We'll play a land. We will play, so we can't really borrow time this, can we? We can't. Well, in that case, we will play Brinecomber. Hit you for 1 in the air. So we would like to keep this from flipping. Send it Pack Leader, yeah. Cemetery Gatekeeper. Opponent's got a lot of new cards. I mean, I still think we're in pretty good shape. Tovolar. That we will definitely counter. We'll take the 2. That is perfectly fine. So opponent gets to put 2 counters on something, but we get to start to do sweet things. Ascendant Pack Leader grows. Opponent gets in. This is 2 to cast. All right, so we will block. We'll block with the Brinecomber. It'll die. So we untap. We borrowed time. Make a Spirit. Get rid of the Pack Leader. We Brinecomber on what? I guess Lantern Bearer. Make a Spirit. Wow. Hallowed Haunting can go off, and that makes another Spirit. We hit you in the air, and I mean, we're making 6/6s. Nice, Avra Caretaker. We are making 6/6s, and it just doesn't really matter. Wow, this card's kind of insane once it gets going, isn't it? a little bit powerful, maybe. I mean, now we can, yeah, okay, well, we can outcast, sure, that's good. Put some counters on it, that is acceptable. Opponent passes. Well, we will play a land. We will play Borrowed Time. We will make a nice little 7/7, get rid of the outcast. We will go to combat. We will attack with literally everything. And opponent, done, diddly done. And that was, that was a blowout. Okay, so our opponent, theoretically, probably going to bring in some removal for our enchantments. We can bring in a bit more removal for their stuff. But really, like, we kind of want to do what we did there. That was kind of how we want games to go with this deck, more or less. Kill your stuff, play some things, eventually stick the Hallowed Haunting, and just take over the game really quickly. And it kind of worked. Maybe we get on these Cradle of Safeties. Our opponent didn't appear to have that much real removal. Could bring in like Saw It Coming. Yeah, that's fine. Let's run it like that. Run it like that. Well, that went really well. That was a encouraging game for Blue-White Disturb on a budget. Sure. Unfortunately, this is protection from werewolves rather than, or protection from vampires rather than werewolves. Deserted Beach, go. Opponent. Naturalist. Well, Dorothea's actually a pretty good blocker here. So get down the 4/4. Don't have any removal this hand, which is a bit concerning. Mountain. Like a Tovolar coming down here would be pretty bad. All right, opponent's going to do some ramping. I mean, we are going to kill it. So Dorothea goes away for now. Another Naturalist. Sure. Outland Liberator. Play a land, play... Oh, we're kind of getting smacked. Play Lantern Bearer. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a land. So we encounter something, but Howling Moon. Yeah, I mean, I guess we're countering that. Might as well. About it. Gets and hits us. Makes some mana. No blocks. Oh, it's gonna be close. Play the land, play a... Oh, yeah, we're going to play Catilda. Although I'm a little worried about removal. If Catilda lives, next turn's going to be a good one, but... Land. What's that last card? Opponent gets in. Or not. Oh, okay. So we get to... Huh, now this is interesting. Play Brinecomber. Grow Catilda, hit ya. Oh... Catilda going off, pass the turn. This Frenzied Trap Breaker does mean we can't really play this Hallowed Haunting at the moment. We need to draw some removal. Opponent, all right, out of cards temporarily, goes to combat attacks. Makes a mana. Oh, so they can give both their werewolves trample? Well, we will block. Yeah, Tovolar is a problem. We need to actually really truly draw some removal or we're gonna be in a whole mess of trouble here. Opponent tramples up. Hits us to 13. Draws 2 because Tovolar's insane. We draw Dorothea. Brinecomber, Catilda. We will play Dorothea. Attack. Well, I mean, the question is going to be, does our opponent find removal? That is the question. Down to 7. They got to find a way to kill the Catilda. That's the question. The werewolves flip again. Do they find a way to kill Catilda? They get to draw extra cards, which is scary. It's big. Cemetery Prowler, that doesn't do it. Sure. Gets rid of Dorothea. I mean, you're still just basically dead on board, though. Stormseeker, haste it up. Out of cards. Out of cards for now. Here they come. So opponent can give one thing trample, but I don't think we're dead. Can we just take this? That's the real question. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I mean, we can, right? The opponent blows up an enchantment, adds a mana. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Wait, we gotta count that again. 15, 18. That's 18. They don't have the mana to pump. We will take it. Oh, we go to 1. But then we swing back. Opponent draws a million cards. Can they draw some sort of crazy answer? That's a question. They have 2 mana. Stormseeker. That's not gonna do it. Passes. Lantern Bearer. Cattergeist. Swing with the crew, and we got there. Ooh, Catilda is good. Catilda is really good. That was a really impressive game. Oh, I really hope this deck is good. It's got so many cool cards, and it's a cool mechanic, and oh, I hope it's good. Well, that was a good one. That was a good one. We will take it. Sweet, sweet, sweet. So what do we learn this week about blue-white Disturbed Spirits in Standard? And the deck felt really good. We ended up going 4-1 with the deck, which is a pretty good record for a budget deck. And I feel like this deck actually has a lot of power. Like, the deck looks a little weird. Some of the cards, Lantern Bearer, Mischievous Cat Guys, don't look all that powerful. But really, when you have all these synergies and they're triggering your Hallowed Hauntings and they're enchanting your whatever to Brine Combers to make more spirits, those cards end up being good. And the good cards in this deck are kind of insane. We saw Hallowed Haunting run away with games. We saw Catilda run away with games. We had games where one of the upsides of this deck is we can kind of play like a weird mono blue tempo deck where we just like sideboard in some counters and then try to get like the backside of Dorothea or the backside of Catilda on a flyer and just try to like wreck our opponent really, really quickly. Like kill them before they can draw into their epiphanies or their powerful late game stuff. So I actually think this deck has a lot of power. There are a couple things I want to mention about the deck. I mentioned in the intro, probably too many counters in the sideboard. I think we want a lot of counters, but I think we can cut the Saw It Comings, maybe add like one more negate and have 6 counters and use those other 3 slots, maybe add more Fading Hopes or Circle of Confinements, whatever, more removal that works with the theme of the deck. So that's one thing to keep in mind. The other thing I wanted to mention, I feel like Cradle of Safety, I don't know. It never really did a ton. There was one game where it was really good, but maybe it's not actually necessary in the deck because a lot of times we want our creatures to die, which is one of the weird aspects of this deck. Like, sure, there's times when it protects a Catilda that just kills our opponent in like one attack, but a lot of times we're like, oh, please kill our cat guys so we can get it on something bigger and we don't actually want to protect our stuff. So it's not horrible. The other thing I want to mention is I think Faithful Mending would be interesting in this deck. We're just talking about wanting our creatures to die. One other way to get around that is playing something like Faithful Mending so we can just discard things like Catilda or Brine Combers or Dorotheas and cast them without having to play them in creatures first. So I think that is also something that might be worth adding. Like maybe we cut the Cradle of Safeties and play a couple Faithful Mendings, some sort of mix like that. But I feel like the deck is really solid. I'm sure you could still make some improvements around the edges, but as far as being a 15 rare $74 budget deck for Crimson Vow Standard, the deck actually felt like it had game. We played mono green, we played against Epiphany, we beat both of them. So I'm not saying this is like the new best deck in Standard or something, but for a budget deck, it felt like it could compete with the top decks in the meta, and its power level is actually really, really high. So that is Blue-White Disturbed Spirits. That is our budget magic for this week. Thanks for watching. I hope y'all enjoy it, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.